Good morning, my dear students. In today's class, I am going to discuss about radar equation. And the radar equation gives the distance between radar and target and how the radar range determination depending upon transmitter power and gain of the antenna and effective area of the receiving antenna. All these parameters we can understand in the radar equation. Suppose I am assuming the transmitter power is PT and the power density is obtained by power density equal to power by surface area. Therefore, the power density from a isotropic antenna is Pt by 4 pi r square, where Pt is transmitter power and 4 pi r square is the surface area. And then for normal practical use, we are going to use directive antennas. These directive antennas having gain of G. Therefore, power density of a directive antenna is Pt into G by 4 pi r square. And then already you know that from the basics of the radar operation, in the radar we are going to transmit an electromagnetic signal. Whenever it hits the target, some of the energy is reflected back. The amount of energy reflected back or re-radiated back will be depend upon the radar cross section sigma. If the radar cross section sigma is 0, that means no energy is reflected. That means the sigma is a very important parameter. It will indicated by the target. And then the power density of the echo signal at the radar is given by PTG by 4 pi r square into sigma by 4 pi r square. And then if the effective area of the receiving antenna is AE, then received power PR is obtained by multiplying the power density with effective area. We know the power density. This is the power density. By multiplying the power density with effective area, we can get the receiver power PR. Therefore, PR equal to PTG by 4 pi r square into sigma by 4 pi r square into AE. This is the received power. And then we have to define one important parameter, Rmax. Rmax is the maximum distance that can be measured by the radar between the radar and the target, and Rmax is the distance beyond which target cannot be detected. And then this Rmax occurs when received power is just equal to the minimum detectable signal. When PR equal to S minimum, we can get the Rmax. So that we can substitute PR equal to S minimum and Rmax equal to PTG sigma AE by 4 pi whole square S minimum whole power 1 by 4. This is the basic radar equation. It will indicate the how radar range will be varied according to the transmitter power and gain of the receiving antenna, effective area and radar cross section. And from the basics of antenna theory, we know that gain G equal to 4 pi AE by lambda square. And by substituting G value in the above equation, we get the third equation, and by substituting effective area, we can get the second equation. Okay, and then these three equations will indicate the radar range. And then next concept is radar frequencies. The radar will send a signal for longer distances. That means radars generally use a very high frequencies. And then The radar frequencies are generally varies from 220 megahertz to 35 gigahertz. And then we know that basic what are the different frequency bands are there. And then we know that high frequency, very high frequency, ultra high frequency, L band, S band, C band, X, K, U, K, Ka. These are the different bands and their frequency ranges. And then the third column will indicate what are the radar frequencies. In the high frequency range, what are the radar frequencies? In very high frequency range, what are the radar frequencies are there? Normally, the radar frequencies are high frequencies. This is about the radar frequencies. And the next concept is applications of the radar. We know that the radar has many applications, and then the radar can be used anywhere. The radar can be used on the ground. The type of radar is called ground-based radar. If the radar is used on the aeroplanes and satellites, that is called airborne radar. If the radar is placed on the ship, that is called ship-based radar. Okay, the radar can be placed anywhere, and it is used for the detection of the enemy aircrafts and targets. And then major applications of the radar is air traffic control. That means it is used to controlling the traffic at the airports and the safe en routing of the flights. We are going to use a high resolution radars at the airport. And the next one is aircraft navigation. This weather avoidance radars generally will give the regions of precipitation to the pilot, and it will give the what is the weather surrounding the aeroplane, and all information will be given to the pilot. And weather avoidance and weather following radars also there. And then next application is ship safety. Already we know that the radars can be placed on the ship, and it will use it to avoid the collision with other ships and mountains, and it will enhance the safety of the ships. And the next application is space. The radar can be used on the satellites for the safe landing on the moon and other things. And the next application is remote sensing. These radars are used for the weather forecasting and for identification of the geophysical objects. For all these things, the radars are going to be used. And the next application is law enforcement. The radars can be used by the highway police to detect the speed of the automobiles. And then last application is military application. The radars are most widely used in the military for safe and secured transfer of the information, because the military information is very, very important information. The information will be transmitted on a high safety basis. For military also separate frequencies are allocated, and then in the military also the radars are used for controlling and guidance of the weapons. Also the radars are used. These are the different applications of the radar for whether air traffic control, aircraft navigation, ship safety, space application, remote sensing, law enforcement, and military applications. Okay, this is about the today's concept, and thank you very much.